Homeowners, this is exactly why your energy bills are through the roof. HVAC technicians, you already know what you're looking at. Around here, we call this an abortion. Years of shortcuts, patchwork repairs, and zero pride in craftsmanship. Today, it all comes out. Today, we're replacing that disaster with this Mikey Pipes powered by ACiQ, fully communicating inverter-driven heat pump system that's going to deliver whisper quiet air conditioning, incredible heating performance, and dramatically lower operating costs. But this video isn't just for homeowners. If you're an HVAC technician, I'm going to show you exactly why these systems have changed the way my company installs equipment. No brazing, no nitrogen flowing, no torches, factory flare connections, fewer callbacks, faster installs, and more profit. And if you're an HVAC business owner or service manager, pay close attention. ACiQ is an American company employing nearly 1,000 Americans and selling exclusively through professional HVAC contractors, not big box stores. That means no direct to homeowners. That means you can offer your customers premium inverter technology for about the same price many competitors charge for builders grade equipment, while improving your bottom line. So throughout this install, I'm going to be sharing some little tricks, techniques, workflow improvements that allow my team to remove an old air conditioning system and have a brand new high efficiency, high performance inverter system up and running in just a few hours. So whether you're looking to replace your home's HVAC system, grow your HVAC business, or simply a better installer, you're going to want to catch this one to the very end. So are you ready? Let's go! All right, we're gonna start outside by pumping down the outdoor unit. Fortunately, I was able to dissect this PVC fencing that's directly in front of the line set connections at this 3.5 ton outdoor unit. Let's take these caps off. Let's hook up our gauges and let's pump the system down. See, -8 and almost -8. So it's awesome that we're able to pump down the system into the condensing unit. Awesome. Let's remove the access panel with a 1/4 inch driver, disconnect the electric. We're gonna just make sure there's no power going to our whip. I'm using a multimeter, and then we'll start cutting this out. All right, I disconnected the whip from the bottom of the contactor, L1, L2, and cut my ground out. That's out of the way. Cut my 3/8. Now I'm going to cut the 7/8. This little Mavic tubing cutter has been giving me problems lately. Also, probably because this 7/8 is slightly out of round, but we'll get this cut. And then we're going to figure out how we're going to manipulate the piping to accommodate this new outdoor condensing unit, which is side discharge, but we'll be all right. Let's just get this unit out of the way first. So folks, we're replacing this disaster with a Mikey Pipes powered by ACiQ, fully communicating inverter heat pump system that's going to deliver whisper quiet air conditioning, incredible heating, and dramatically lower operating costs. And with the gold coating on the fins being our close proximity to the ocean, probably about 1,000 feet that away, we're going to have years of worry-free operation, especially since the unit self-cleans at the end of every cycle. Perfect for this environment.
Can I borrow someone to take the condenser out?
Yeah, I was gonna come out anyway.
Okay.
The vacuum.
All right, Daniel and I manhandled the old condensing unit. That's over there around the corner. Our recycler will come later this afternoon and pick up all the old equipment and the debris. I was contemplating for a brief moment putting the new unit right here, but then again, just because it was done this way in the past doesn't mean it was right. So we're going to eliminate it sitting on the floor and mount it on the wall right here. And maybe, just maybe, one day in the future, the next one will go over there, and if they ever replace the ductless mini split, that can also go on the wall here and basically get back a lot of lost space here. So I'm working with the Rector seal. This is the WBB 300. Yep. And let's mount this on the wall. And last but not least, beautiful. All right, let's get the show on the road here, folks. Yeah, my hammer game is that good. All right. Let's debox the outdoor unit, and we'll double check our distances on the mounting feet. See, there's that gold coating I was talking to you about. So our distance on center to center is 24 1/4. Beautiful. So we have 24 1/4 off center. Okay. And we have 9 inches from foot to center of the line set. Perfect. So that puts us right here in line with the window. This one we're going to keep right there. Let's do 24 1/4. Move that over a little bit. Beautiful. Perfect. Let's secure the masonry bolts to the brick. Now, we're going to remove this cover right here, which gives you 8 different knockouts. Now, these knockouts don't like to come out easy. All right, so I usually take this on the grass and I bang out the knockouts I want to use. Let's think ahead, folks. One side's going to be our low voltage or communication. The other side's going to be our high voltage, L1, L2 ground. So we're going to bang out that one and that one. Easy peasy. And don't be a knucklehead. Take your debris with you. In case you're wondering, it's a few minutes after 9. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Next week we have 4 scheduled installs. Sorry. Yeah. Next week we have 4 scheduled installs. So make sure you stick around. Hit that notification bell to get post notifications when I drop a video, which is generally 6 days a week. I sometimes don't post on Friday night, but I literally create content on every service call I go on, almost every single one, promoting transparency for my company, and proud of the work that I do, but also sometimes I make mistakes, and I learn from those. So there's the 2 1/2-inch straight liquid tight connectors. One is for the line voltage, one is for the low voltage communication wire. We're going to protect that wire.
Daniel, what do you think about this Fugazi electrical work out here?
Sketchy.
So this is the disconnect for our old unit, which then ran to this disconnect, which then ran to that junction, which then goes downstairs. But that's real Fugazi. Real Fugazi. So that was a disconnect. They put this one in off of there because they didn't want to change that. Makes sense, right? Yeah. Man, that sun beating down on me. It is only 9:40, but I broke out the HVAC technician umbrella with the magnet, and it tilts, so I'm blocking the sun in my work area. I have my MP SPD-01 installed, mounted on the wall with those plastic anchor kits from Diversitech. I'm going to put a couple anchors here, 1/2-inch conduit straps right there. L1, L2, and ground is wired just like a regular condensing unit, but you're not on the floor like you would be doing something like that. You're up high. I got my knee pad on. I got my knee pad down on the old pad, and we're working like a mensch, you know, working up, elevated, standing up. We're good. Now that this is connected, I'm gonna go turn the power back on, test my breaker, and get them cooling again upstairs, because they have the second floor ductwork disconnected, blowing some air on them, but I turned off all the power so I can work on that. And let me go turn that back on for them, and then work on the line set, which is right here coming down. We're gonna come across, bend in, and make it happen. All right, green light is on. Let's just turn the power on here, and it energizes perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's just get some anchors, anchor this to the wall, and then put the drill away. I like to not keep things out, and I like to keep the work site clean. Only have out what I need, and don't go to the truck empty-handed. So this is already out. Let's get rid of some of the garbage. And let's get the show on the road, guys. I want to be having lunch at 1 o'clock with the job done, getting paid. I still find it amazing how you guys think that I'm a hack. It's crazy. You guys really thought that I was going to leave that disconnect panel there, right? The old one that was up there, painted behind there. And no, oh, Mikey Pipes, now the homeowner's got to paint. Folks, the house is getting sold in a few years, and someone's going to knock it down. They're going to build a big giant house because the ocean is right there. See, right there, okay? And the lady who's living here is getting home from the hospital tomorrow, and she wants to die in this house. So just let her be. She's a very well-known older lady, well-known in the entertainment world, but we're just trying to take care of her, do our part. So here's the unit mounted to the wall. I got my straps, so the liquid tight is secured to the wall. Now I'm gonna cut over here. We're gonna make some bends with the bender, make it nice and perfecto. Guys, go to aciq.com/Mikey Pipes if you're a licensed HVAC contractor anywhere in the United States. Most importantly, I would love a contractor from Alaska and Hawaii, right? We will figure out how to get it to you, but you will love this equipment. But just word of advice, right? Order the parts kit, have it. It's not that expensive. You'll have the parts available in your warehouse, in your shop, or in your truck, and just stick with one model line. I standardize my installs here at Pipe Doctor. We only install the Extreme Plus, and I have all the parts for the Extreme Plus. I even have spares. I have plenty of stock, and it's cheap enough where you can warehouse this stuff, folks. That way, when you sell a system, you can install it the next day or a couple days later. Here, the biggest thing was custom fabricating the ductwork, which I'm gonna go show you right now in the attic. There's this return plenum that's gonna go up on the wall. Oh, there's Derek. Beware of Derek. Also known as Geo, some days. Oh! Okay, let's go up there and see, folks. There's Daniel. Let's go say hi to Daniel. Let's go say hi to Daniel. Oh, it feels cold up here.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Wow. Okay. Oh, man, that is tits.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you? Oh, it's coming from there.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel.
There was already a cut in the duct.
You're getting spoiled today, huh? Yeah, it's okay.
This one was the pain though.
What? Yeah. But think of the pride that this is going to look like. Seat and HVAC is going to be like, my God, Didn't know Daniel could do ductwork that good, right?
No, probably not.
Probably not, no.
Seems like, why didn't you just make it?
Is that ductwork even insulated?
Yeah.
Alright. That feels so good. At least I have a shade set up outside. But look how they use spray foam and ductboard.
And it was all silicone together at the seams.
Wow. So is your ductwork gonna be tits?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, let me be. Hi, Derek. Young HVAC Goat. Got his own YouTube channel. He doesn't post anything though, but Young HVAC Goat. The goat. Look at that crazy chandelier, by the way. It's like lead crystal and crazy stuff. So make sure you watch like the $2,000 square yard wallpaper from the 1970s. It's crazy. All right. You know, the best part about this is that in the kitchen, when you walk in here, you get blasted with the ductless. Let me get the door for you. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Look at that bend. That is beautiful. Well, unfortunately, it's not long enough. Damn it. I really thought it was going to be long enough to go into there, but it's not. That sucks. That really does suck. I'm going to cut this end off right here before it bends and turns into a real abortion. Okay. Nice. Before I put a bend in my 3/8 below that 3/4, I'm just going to use the 3/8 straightener. It also does a good job of taking off the paint that's on it as well. There you go. Beautiful. Oh, rigid 456, you never cease to amaze me. Let's break out the torque wrench. Turn that bad boy on. We don't need to be at 85. We need to be at, oh, we'd be like in the teens, high teens. Let's go to 18. There you go. Let's tighten up this. Almost. People are like, oh, Mikey Pipes is too tight, you get killed in the flare. Shut the front door. All right, let's deburr this pipe a little bit.
You think we can get the air handler up without taking it apart, the three of us?
Yeah, why not? All right, now I need to connect from here to there. Magic. Magic. Let me get some line set. Let me see if I have a 3/4 inch ZoomLock coupling. And I really don't want to brace today. All right, folks. It's normally the time when we're about to braze up the
Keep going that way.
braze up the line set or connect the line set to the air handler, but the air handler is just going in to the attic right now. That tells you how effed up and how gross the ductwork was we had to take out. And there's a pile of it right there. Derek, watch out for the Tin Man. That thing's probably worth more than what you make in your lifetime. And the $2,000 square foot wallpaper from the
Is it
19...
really?
No, I'm just joking. But it may be.
if you damage it, you have to replace it, right? You have to replace all of the wallpaper because I'm sure they don't make that anymore.
It just looks like gift wrap. It looks like Christmas gift wrap.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. Do 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 do.
You good?
D-Dog. Young HVAC goat. Derek.
Put it down on the step for a sec.
There you go. Now he's getting the drill out. Unless you want to try it. You want to try it?
Well, if you think it's easier,
I think it's a safer alternative. I don't want anyone to get hurt.
yeah, then we'll just do it that way.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, we have all of the thermostats removed from the blower assembly compartment on those Molex connectors. Now we're going to unscrew a few screws there and slide out the evaporator coil. There it is. Now I think we could get it up there. Beautiful. Put it off to the side. We'll take up the air handler minus the evaporator up into the attic now. Hold on. Oh my God, it's so cold in that attic. It's like we're in Alaska. It's like we're in Alaska.
Yeah, all the air is like falling right straight down there.
All right. Valid. Sturdy. Sturdy?
Super sturdy.
Super sturdy. All right, I'm cutting some 3/4 line set with the ArmorFlex to make up that connection at the outdoor condensing unit. Now the trick with line sets, you know, they come shipped with these caps on the end, right? And that's to prevent the atmosphere, non-condensables, all that other good, nasty stuff that's in our air. It's designed to keep that out of the line set. That will decrease your vacuum time when you're sucking all the the crap out of the line set. So this is more than enough for me. Now earlier I did braze. Sorry, brazed. I deburred the end of the line set going up to the attic. And now we're just going to use some open mesh emery paper that I like to call scratchy paper. Clean off the oxidized copper. That way we can have a nice, good, solid press with the ZoomLock coupling to connect our copper. Beautiful. I knew it was going to do that. I knew it was going to do that. Look what it just did. Crazy, huh? It does stink. Yep. See, and I'm not going to edit out that scene either. Uncut, unedited, raw. All right, I have a 3/8. Blah. Take two. I have a 3/4 inch ZoomLock coupling there. We're going to try to make this really, really nice. This is I'm going to put some ArmorFlex on here. Don't worry about that. That's where it's going to go. Equal distance off of the wall. We're going to insulate that. It's all good. We need to put a little bend here. And we're not going to be any further than right here. So let's make a bend. All right. Spazzing out on me like that for.
one-handedly. One-handedly. I got it, bro. I got you. Perfect. Sweet. Okay. Pull the armor flex over the piping and right around. Oh man, it's too short. All right, we'll add a piece of split armor flex over there and make it look pretty. All right, I got to put a piece of armor flex on there before we wrap it up. But I also took some 1/2-inch Liquidite and covered up my communication wire, formerly known as the low voltage wire. It's best to use shielded wire. So if you're doing a new install, order yourself a spool of shielded 2-wire. ACiQ sells it. You got to roll like 1,000 feet or 5,000 feet for a very, very reasonable price. So especially if you're doing new construction, make sure you use shielded communication wire. These 2 wires here are connected to my S1, S2 terminals here at the outdoor unit. It's also connected to S1, S2 at the indoor air handler. We're using communication. This uses serial communication, which is RS485. Now, the manufacturer claims that it's non-polarity, but it does make a difference. Also, do not put 24 volts here, S1, S2, and think you're gonna be having a walk in the park. You will blow this board and you will be cursing yourself, not the manufacturer, because you effed up, okay? But you can also do traditional 24 volts right here. RC, Y1 for first stage cooling, Y2 for 2-stage cooling. This is a side discharge inverter heat pump, so you need that other wire for heat pump, that reversing valve, right? But unless you do S1, S2. This system is perfect when you're doing a straight cool to heat pump replacement. If you guys remember, years ago, we used to install Bosch, right? We needed an extra wire to the outdoor unit when we went from straight cool to heat pump. And in most cases, that wasn't there. Just keeping it real. But the great thing with the ACiQ Extreme Plus system is that you could run communication from the air handler to the outdoor unit, but still run a 24 volt thermostat from the air handler to the thermostat. But why bother? Just run a fully communicating system, and it's really, really an awesome value for your consumer, your client. Awesome. We're just about done here. I'm gonna put the cover back on. I'm gonna start putting away some of the tools I don't need anymore. I'm gonna prepare for a nitrogen test. I got the vacuum pump, I got my gauges. We're gonna start cleaning up with the ZoomLock, putting my bending tool away, put whatever I don't need away, make sure the work site is neat and orderly. It just shows that you're a professional. It's 11:32. Everything that I can do, with the exception of performing a nitrogen test, vacuuming down the system and charging the system, has been done. Everything except for that. The umbrella, the Subcoat Trade Fox umbrella, has been a vital tool and asset today. It is very hot out here.
Yeah.
So I'm taking a little bit of a dessert break. We've been here since 7:45 in the morning. So 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 hours. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 4 hours. Almost 4 hours. The transformation of this horrific, gross first floor cooling only system. Wow, what a vast transformation. And I gotta tell you, if it wasn't for the incredible price point of this ACiQ 3-ton system, I was able to deliver some new ductwork that needed to be ripped out and taken care of, all at a very affordable price. And I can only do that
because of ACiQ. Why settle for cheap builder's grade when you can get this? This is not just your regular compressor system. This is an inverter-driven, communicating side discharge heat pump that works to negative 27 degrees of outdoor ambient temperature and a summer temperature of a plus 122 degrees for cooling. Where else are you gonna get that? Look no further than aciq.com/Mikey Pipes for more details. There's no cost to become a dealer. No cost whatsoever. And the more you buy, the better pricing you get. Now in my JB Climate Class probe kit, I have a charging hose and I have some wireless pressure probes, temperature clamps, and ambient temperature probes like that right there. Heat pump protection plan is $34 a month. We will come to the home or the location twice a year to do wellness checks, make sure the system's performing the way it should, check the drains, clear them out, what have you. Essentially, it's a wellness check, but we will also guarantee the system for the life as long as that plan remains in effect with no lapse of coverage or until they move. So when you have a relationship with ACiQ, you're able to position yourself in your community to brand your company to be as well known as Generac, for example, right? My community, they see my trucks, they think I have 1 million trucks in a row, but we only have 3. What does that tell you? That tells you that we're known in the community, we're branding, and we're getting the job done, putting in exceptional products that we stand behind. All right, let's go see what's going on up here. All right. Looking really nice, Daniel.
It's like not sitting. I know it's not sitting right there, you know?
Oh, okay.
Just moved it to make it easier.
Nice. You're not even sweating. Look at that.
You're not?
No.
I feel wet.
Oh.
Your body's like soaked.
Oh. All right. Not too shabby. You're gonna wish you had now that coupling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. So I just got a phone call from Daisy,
Yeah.
right? And she tells me there's someone here that wants to talk to you at my doorbell, at my front door, right?
Yeah.
So a representative from the town of Hempstead town hall was following up on a complaint that they received for the flags that I have on my telephone pole that's in front of my house. And they said, unfortunately, listen, I hate to even approach you with this, and it's like it's very sad and disgusting. But you need to have a permit to put, flags on a telephone pole, right? Because in front of my house I have the American flag and the Israeli flag on it. Can you believe that?
Yeah, who cares? Like,
Well, obviously someone complained
that's insane.
and did that. Crazy. All right, let's get some nitrogen in the system. Open up that valve right there. All right, looks like we're going to be around 300 psi with my regulator. Let's crank that down just a little bit. Let's open up wrong valve. Okay, I'm just going to do a nitrogen purge right now. So right now we have that high pressure nitrogen leaving the tank through the regulator, through the hose, the charging hose, into my charging port of my Climate Class probe, through the Schrader core removal tool, through the service valve, which is closed, keeping the condenser side closed, right? Then we're going through that 3/4 inch line up to the air handler, the evaporator coil, back to the 3/8, and back here. Basically the reverse cycle of air conditioning. We're basically like in heat pump mode. That's the direction of travel for heat pump, right? So
I just want to get out whatever's in there. If there's anything there, good, cool. Let's close off that valve now. We're going to build up some pressure. Looks like my tank is almost empty. Probably. Yeah, 90 psi, 91. Let's just, my tank is kind of empty, it looks like. Oh, maybe not. 170, 180, 184, 189, 900, 190, almost 200. Cool. 220, 223, 220, 330, 340, I'm sorry, 240, 250. Let's close the charging hose now. Okay, make sure that's all nice and tight there. And we are at 255.5, 0.4, 0.3. It's gonna take some time for that to stabilize and make sure that everything here is closed. 255.0, 255.4, 0.9, 0.8, 254.7. We're gonna let this stabilize. In the meantime, I'm gonna go check with Daniel, see if everything is good there. We're at 254.6, 254.5, still slowly dropping, but I'm not too concerned about that right away, but if it keeps dropping like a minute from now, that's a concern. 254.4, 0.3. I'm still dropping, right? Check this out. Bubbling up like crazy. Crazy. Damn. All right, I tightened that up. 252.8. 252.8, folks. Let me get my rag. It's starting to rain a little bit, and looks like I scratched up the unit. Oh, man, damn it. The damn magnet on the bottom of the umbrella. Oh man, damn it, sucks. Yeah, look, the freaking thing, man. Oh, maybe because there's damn it, that really does suck. Penny, please send me a front panel from the scratch and dent sales section or an ACiQ 36 HPD. All right, folks, it's 10 minutes after 2 o'clock here. I have my Field Piece VP67 6CFM 2-stage vacuum pump set up. Got a 100-foot extension cord. I ran right to the kitchen. My 25-foot extension cord I left at a job to power a water booster pump, and I never went back. So I'm a schmuck for forgetting it, and now I'm using a 100-foot hose when I only need a 20-foot hose. 20 extension cord, sorry. I'm using the Appion hose here and the ACiQ Tools hose there. I got the Blue Vac Plus Micron gauge on my 3/8 line. I have the Navic, which I don't trust, on the 3/4 inch line. I don't trust it because when I close it off, it spazzes out anyway, right? This is the most crucial part. I say this over and over and over again. This is the most crucial part in any kind of refrigeration system, whether it's a commercial, industrial, or ductless or ducted unitary equipment like a central air system. This is the most important part of the installation. If you ask me what the single most important step is when installing a new air conditioning or heat pump system, and it's not the way you hang the equipment or how you make it look pretty, right? It's not running the line set. It's not about making pretty ductwork. It's about pulling a proper deep vacuum. And this is the part that separates an installer from a mechanic. And here's why. Inside of every refrigerant line, every evaporator coil, every condenser, and every line set contains air and moisture. If you don't remove both of them, you're literally sealing contamination inside a hermetically sealed system that's expected to run for the next 15 to 20 years. Moisture is the enemy. And once moisture gets inside the refrigeration circuit, it mixes with the compressor oil. Modern inverter systems use POE oil, and that oil is extremely hygroscopic. It loves absorbing moisture from the air. Once that moisture gets into the oil, you simply can't boil it out. You can run this Micron, the vacuum pump and the Micron gauge forever, right? You simply can't boil it off, which is what we're doing when we're pulling a deep vacuum. And that's where you got a problem, when you get moisture inside that POE oil, because that oil loves to absorb that moisture and it doesn't want to part with it. That moisture can react with the refrigerant and the oil, creating acids that attack the compressor windings, bearings, and internal components. And over time, that leads to the installation breakdown, sludge formation, plugged expansion devices, poor performance, and eventually compressor failure. And that's when inverter compressors fail. You're not just replacing a $30 capacitor or an $800 compressor, right? You're replacing one of the most expensive components of the entire system. Air. Air is just as bad. Air is what we call a non-condensable gas. It doesn't belong in the refrigeration circuit. It raises head pressure, increases compressor workload, reduces efficiency, and makes the entire system consume more electricity while delivering less cooling or heating if you have a heat pump. And that's why we just don't hook up a vacuum pump for 15 minutes and call it a day. This could take hours. Now, take a look. 152, 151, and 141.8, and jumping around. It doesn't know what it's doing. I don't trust that thing with a 10-foot pole and your sister pushing it. I don't. But the ACiQ tools, I do. 146. Let's do a little experiment. I just closed the valves, isolating the vacuum pump hoses and the vacuum pump from the circuit. I shot up to 1500, now I'm at 1520, right? Not too shabby, right? But slowly climbing, right? We still got some moisture in there. Open up the valve there. This one, I don't know. I don't trust this thing with a 10-foot pole. Seriously, I do not trust the Navic Micron gauge. I do not trust it at all. Why do I still keep using it? I don't know. I don't know. Look, it's still going up, and the vacuum pump is connected to it. All right, let's see what happens if I take it off. Oh, that worked out right real quick. Right? That went back to 0 real quick. All right, let's open it up again. See? Spazzing out. What are you spazzing out for? If that was accurate, that's moisture boiling off, vacuum pump, pulling a deeper vacuum. Moisture boiling off, expansion, that moisture expands. Was it like 30,000 times its size, right? And then it vacuums back down again. But I trust that. 133, 134, 132 microns. It's sad. Like, this thing is literally, I don't trust that Navic. I don't. And it was a problem right out of the box. The thing beeps at me all the time. Sometimes it shows 3,000 when it's exposed to the atmosphere. Do not trust this at all. I trust that. I don't trust that. I might as well trust an ELITech. Seriously. So, you guys are in the HVAC trades. You guys probably familiar with these hoses. Hopefully you are. We use large diameter vacuum hoses. We remove the Schrader cores, right? We connect directly to the system, and we are pulling the deepest vacuum we can. Then we isolate the system. We'll perform a decay test. If it won't hold, right, that something's wrong. Maybe there's a leak. Maybe there's more trapped moisture that's still boiling off. Either way, we're not going to accelerate this stage of the installation process. The commissioning process is the most important part, right? Because we don't want to introduce any refrigerant until we know that the system is clean, dry, and tight. Listen, folks, a proper vacuum isn't just something that your customer can see.
right? It doesn't, you know, doesn't show off with fancy photos, or unless you're like an influencer like me, right? Showing off how deep we are at 108 microns, right? But it does become the single biggest factor in determining whether the system will last 5 years or 20. And no, folks, we kept that line set in place, right? We did. This process, 104 microns, right? This process is one of those details that homeowners never notice. They never. But they'll absolutely notice when someone skips this step. Seriously. Now, I get a good chunk of my clientele from social media. They see the way I perform service calls, installations, how transparent I am and my team is. That's why Daniel has his own YouTube channel. James has his own YouTube channel. Derek, the apprentice, who came back after getting, quitting, right? He has a YouTube channel. I believe in promoting transparency. And also, listen, sometimes I make a mistake. You guys call me out on it, and I learn from that. We should all learn from one another and try to do one better than the last. And if you do that and you try to make that, I guess, with a goal during every single service call, every single install, every single job, right? It just makes you that much better of a professional. And it's really, the rewards are infinite. I cannot tell you how much I truly know that. Not that I believe it, I know that when you promote transparency, when you not showing off, listen, 93, 94 microns, I'm not showing off. I'm just showing how deep and how concerned I am that this process gets done the right way. Because when it doesn't get done the right way, I don't want to be telling this guy here in 5 years from now or 3 years from now that, the compressor shot. And maybe, just maybe, that was because I didn't pull a deep enough vacuum. Food for thought. Let that sit into your noggin. If you don't have the right tools for your job, I'm not saying don't go out and do the job, but get the right tools for the job. That way you can do and perform a much better professional job for your clients. All right, it's been a few more minutes. We're at 88 microns. This one, I don't know why it turned off. It just turned off. Stupid thing. Really, really dumb, Navik. I should just isolate you out of the equation. I'm tired of looking at you. You see what happened when I did that, right? You had a little bit of moisture in there. That shot up the micron gauge. A little bit of atmosphere that was in there, right? Right there. All right, see? Look at that. Right? But that also tells me something is fugazi here. I open this up. It shot up a little bit. So let's close that off. I had a system, I think it was a week or two ago. We got it down to like 17. We're at 86. Let's go see how Daniel and Derek are doing up in the attic. Daniel wanted to show me the line set and said I'm really gonna like it. Daniel wanted to show me his line set. So look, tits.
Yeah, it's fire.
It's fire. Okay, let's go see how fire it is. Man, it's colder up in the attic than it is. Wow. See, Daniel, this is what I'm talking about. Now, don't you think this looks epic?
Yeah.
See, why doesn't all of them look like that? They should, right? Okay. So right now you're wiring the float switch to the terminals. What terminals on the CN23?
Yeah, CN23.
Perfect. So when you remove the jumper and you wire CN23 in a communicating mode, the thermostat will let you know that the float switch is activated and you've clogged drain. Take a peek inside the electrical compartment. You're going to see a surge protection device in there. Guys, protect the equipment. Consider it like an insurance policy. All right? Consider it an insurance policy. Beautiful. We have the fan coil there. Nice new ductwork. Beautiful. Really, really, really nice. We have a condensate alarm on the emergency drain pan, a condensate alarm on the secondary drain connection off the air handler. This is what you get when you call Pipe Doctor, 516-348-6300. You get Daniel, Derek, myself, James, and we'll hook you up. 74 microns. Let's close that. Let's close this. We want that to start dropping.
We want it to stop and then start dropping. If it doesn't, that means we still have moisture in the air, in the line set and evaporator. All right, let me give you guys the power of video and YouTube.
Oh man, the rain. Hopefully the rain holds up. Did I close the window? Yeah, okay, good. Why is this all loose? The B tank. It's very important that your nitrogen and your B tank is secure. All right, you don't want that thing loose around. Very important, you know. Wouldn't be good if that thing had a problem. All right, I have my container of R454B on a scale. Let's zero this out. Units. There you go. All right, let's open that. Open that. Let's put in, actually we need 14 ounces. Let's put in 14 ounces of refrigerant into the system. Goes quick, folks. There you go. 14 ounces. A little bit over. It's all good. All right. Let's close off the ports on the vacuum pump. Same principle, folks. You get that moisture into the vacuum pump oil, well, might as well change the oil. So close your caps. My oil lasts months, and we do 2 to 3 installs a week. What does that tell you? The price point of this equipment that you just witnessed us install, the outdoor unit, the indoor unit, I get for the same price that I would get a builder's grade Ream Rude, Daikin Goodman, what have you. Probably a little bit cheaper, right? But we have inverter-driven communicating equipment that also provides heating. So I'm not selling it at the same price point as a cheap builder's grade system. Why would I do that? And no, I'm not making more money, right? But I am, but I'm not. With every single install, I bundle into the price, right, a 5-year warranty through JB Warranties. For you guys of you who don't know what that is, it's an extended warranty company. It's one of the biggest in the HVAC industry. One of the biggest, right? They will write maintenance agreements, parts and labor coverage, just parts, just labor, at different price points for a labor rate reimbursement, right? I buy a 10-year warranty for every single ACiQ install, and it's bundled into the price. Then I offer for $34 a month plus tax a lifetime parts and labor maintenance package. $34 a month plus tax. That's what I offer. I could easily install a Bosch where the equipment is, no exaggeration, or a Carrier, for example. I can easily install a Bosch IDS 2 point whatever it is now, communicating, I heard it's communicating now, right? Where my acquisition price, the cost of goods sold, is almost 4 times the cost of this system. Almost 4 times the cost, right? I'm paying for the name, I'm paying for the distributor, right? When I'm buying from ACiQ, I'm buying direct from the manufacturer, cutting out the middlemen, and I can buy the equivalent of cheap builder's grade for the same price. Bundle in a 10-year warranty. That's cheap, folks. It's not, especially at $200 an hour. The system's running, by the way. You notice that this hunk of junk, this Ream, is been making noise all day long. Do you hear any noise change when this is running? No, you don't. Okay? So I bundle in a 10-year warranty, pay me $200 an hour for labor. Then we have that maintenance agreement. Okay? That's how you build value. And let me tell you something. There's a little bit of rejection, a little bit of apprehension when they ask, okay, what brand it is. I was like, listen, it comes from the same plant as Bosch, Carrier Side Discharge, Trane, and other manufacturers, all this big giant plant in China the size of Long Island. Look it up, folks. Look at the Medea HVAC plant in China. Look at videos of it. It's literally the size of Long Island. Huge, massive plant. There's hundreds of thousands of employees at Medea building HVAC equipment, not just for ACiQ, but for Carrier, for Bosch, and many, many others. So why do I need to put
Bosch's name on here, Carrier's name on here, or Trane's name on here, and pay that crazy premium when I'm getting the same exact equipment. The same exact equipment. What are you waiting for? If you're an HVAC owner of a contracting business, an HVAC manager of a contracting business, or a technician, go to ACiQ.com/Mikey Pipes. Just entertain the thought of what do you think it's going to cost, right? 3-ton PAH, which is the air handler, HPD, which is the outdoor side discharge Extreme Plus model. This is the flagship model of ACiQ. I'm not installing anything else. I don't need to save $500 on an outdoor unit. Sorry, it died. I don't need to save $500, but maybe in your geographic, your market, maybe you do. Maybe you need to offer a good, better, best. But let me tell you something. Yesterday, I was at a 21-year-old Carrier 4-ton system, 4-ton. And I don't normally do this. Supplied and installed with all the features and all the benefits and that extended warranty that I just spoke about for under $13,000 installed. Yeah, fall on the floor right now, folks. And there are many right now, they're in their parents' basement wearing whatever they're gonna be wearing, and they're gonna be keyboard trolls and attacking me, but I know what it costs to run a business here on Long Island. My insurances are 6 figures. My insurances are 6 figures, right? My labor, well, they are worth every single penny. And there is a 6-figure salary for both of my techs out there. I believe in paying what they're worth, and they continue to grow and they continue to earn more. And my company will be around to let them grow to infinity and beyond. I can do it with ACiQ, and you can too. If you're a homeowner, anywhere you are in the United States, if you're looking for this kind of equipment in your home, email me, mike@mikeypipes.com. I'll put you in touch with a dealer in your area, or I'll try to get a dealer in your area, because this technology has been around for decades. But now it's available for ducted equipment at crazy, unbelievable, insane prices. What are you waiting for? ACiQ.com/Mikey Pipes. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to worry about cleaning the coil kind of like ever, because at the completion of every heating or cooling cycle, once this DC motor stops, a few seconds pass, then it spins in reverse at high speed. Actually, it's 120% speed, RPM, of the rated capacity of the motor, blows all the dirt out of the back of the coil. Yep. See that gold-plated coil? Perfect for proximity to ocean. Perfect, folks. You see this coil? It's rotting away. Rotting away. Look at this. Look at the fins. Rotting away. It's all salt creep. It's crazy. Guys, stop leaving money on the table. Go to ACiQ.com/Mikey Pipes and tell them I sent you. You have to tell them I sent you, because on that first order you place with them, not online, you got to place it with your account manager, right? They will give you an incredible bonus. And I'm not allowed to tell you what the bonus is, but you're going to want to have that bonus on every single order, because it's just incredible. It's really, really incredible. Literally an insane marketing idea, right? I can't tell you what the bonus is, but they want you to have it in your hands, and they're still making money. Because as Kevin Brock, the owner of ACiQ, told me at AHR Expo in Vegas 2026, his mission, the company mission, besides being always creating innovative and quality, is for him to make a little bit of money, so guys like me, HVAC contractors like me, can make a lot. And I am tired of putting in other brands, advertising their brands, and paying dealer fees. I pay no dealer fees, and there's not a single dealer fee on the market with ACiQ. Okay, I'm done. Let me finish. Let me put this fence back together. And let's get out of here. Let's get paid. By the way, she's running. Want to take a guess how much power she's using? Listen, you got a 4-ton system drawing around 8 amps of power. Pretty impressive. By the way, guys, this is much harder than it looks. I regret taking apart this fence. Well, not really, because it would have taken twice as long to do the job, but I am getting this done. There's only a few more left. And I just hope that when I get to the last one, they all don't fall out. Right? Okay, so now that's in there. That piece is in there. We got to bring this down.
And that's gonna go slide into there. Bingo. I did it. Yay! All right, before I go upstairs and help out Daniel, there's one more part of this job that I absolutely love. Absolutely love. And that involves cleaning up the surface area and dropping in my sticker, my private label on the equipment. By the way, if you're an ACiQ dealer, silver level or better, they will design you stickers, ship them out to you, and you can put them on every single one of your installs. This is really pissing me off because of the umbrella. I'm gonna get a replacement. There's a scratch and dent section at the Vandalia, Ohio headquarters, and I'll see if I can get this panel. If not, I'll pay for it. It is what it is. It's only a few screws, one on top, a new panel, not too shabby. Or maybe I'll take it off. I don't know. It sucks though, but it looks beautiful. We have our power management system actively reading our amperage, wattage, power factor, surge protection right there, UL listed, and a circuit breaker. The circuit breaker is not meant for that over amperage protection because it's 63. You have to have the right size breaker installed on the circuit. Right now it's reading 10.5 amps. 10.5 amps of power right now at 100% RPM speed on our inverter. And she's cooling. She's awesome. She's probably condensing. Yep, look at that. Sweet. Beer can cold. Love it. Absolutely love it. Folks, let's do a final checkout here. Our line set was 3/4, then it went to 7/8, and there's couplings, whatever, swedges that didn't exist. A 90, another coupling, went to our outdoor condensing unit, which sat on this pad right here. 3/8, put a nice little bend right there, went straight across. 90-degree turn in there, and a little kick right there to our flare joint. There was no use of torch during any part of this job, reducing that risk of those, the carbon buildup on the inside of the piping. When you're brazing, you don't braze with nitrogen, you're gonna get it there. It's gonna foul up your TXVs, your EXVs, your pistons, whatever. Get in the oil, not good. That new 3/4 inch line, we put a ZoomLock coupling right there, put a little kick with a 90 right there, and a little nice little kick with a flare joint to that 3/4 inch connection. I got the 1/2 inch liquid tight feeding our line voltage from the Mikey Pipes MP SPD surge protection device with power monitoring, undercurrent and overcurrent surge protector, UL listed of course. My communication wire using that RS456, is it RS456? RS485, sorry, got it wrong. 2-wire communicating to our outdoor unit. Don't put 24 volts where it doesn't belong, folks. You'll fry that board. You'll be cursing yourself. You won't be cursing ACiQ. You'll be cursing yourself for that mistake. Wall mount bracket, director seal, WBB 300. And we're done, folks. And Nicole, she is the dealer development manager. I heard she just got a promotion. She got a promotion actually. So there's 3 people they're hiring to work under her now. That's how quickly ACiQ is growing, folks. Get on the bandwagon now, or you're not going to get left behind. Oh, I got to tighten up that screw. You're not going to get left behind, but the longer you wait, you're just wasting time installing other brands. You could be building your own brand like I'm doing right here. Look at that, right there. I'm building my brand. What else is on here, right? You want to see who the manufacturer is? One HVAC Energy LLC, right? You see Medea on here? No. Right, you see One HVAC Energy LLC. That's the manufacturer. Come on, guys. Mikey Pipes. ACiQ.com/Mikey Pipes. If you want one of those models, they start at $175, and 100% of all proceeds go to my nonprofit, the Mikey Pipes Philanthropy Charitable Organization. You need to put this kind of equipment, whether it's not this, maybe it's a cool guard too, but you need at least a surge protection device on your inverter equipment, and it's best to have an over and undercurrent monitor as well. It actually will kill power to the unit if it goes under a certain voltage, which you can configure with an app. There's an app that works with that power module. Okay, guys? Come on. What are you waiting for? ACiQ.com/Mikey Pipes. Take a look at this beautiful thermostat. You can connect to the app
Wi-Fi. Beautiful. Comes with a base plate. And of course a manual.
And the best part of the install day is when we all have dinner. Normally it's lunch. But today we're at Zaga. And unfortunately, Zaga is not mocha. It's not. It's not. We all agree it's not. Right, Derek? It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. The service sucks. But
And the food's on it.
but the goose is good. Derek's wearing his wife beater. Oh, Derek. Oh, are you single? We can hook you up, by the way.
No.
Latinas chicas?
Happily single.
By the way, if you're an HVAC tech, tired of working for a mediocre company, shout me out. No, not shout me out.
Hit me up.
Hit me up. Solid, right? Steady. No, sturdy. Sturdy. Mike at MikeyPipes.com. And maybe we could talk. But don't be bullshitting me because it'll be like a revolving door here. Keeping it real. Oh, hell no. I guess I'm starving tomorrow.